Hey, what's up gamers, this is Mystic. Welcome back to another edition of Through the Grapevine, where we go over news, tips, tricks, ideas, and all kinds of things just as they come to mind, and just because we can. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't have two Through the Grapevines in a row because, well, great ideas are few and far between a lot of times. But you guys have come on like gangbusters and just pushed those ideas out there and thrown those ideas out there, and there's so much to talk about that sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and have fun too much. So I have to have another Through the Grapevine after this one we had yesterday. Now, I want to start out easy and work up into awesome. So let's do that. Let me get right off this and start out. One of the first ideas, and this is one of my own for once, I have to take credit. Shut up. You can't see it, but I'm buffing the nails there. I had an idea about all of these skeleton keys that we have. Now, a lot of you guys, some of you guys are even lower levels, and maybe you have some wood keys and some stone keys. But a lot of people who are higher level have about 3 bajillion golden keys from running Darkmoor over and over and over again and not getting their gear. I'm sure that there's some of you guys out there probably have 500 pounds of gold just in keys. In fact, I'm quite certain of it because I have about 300 pounds of gold just in keys. What if they allowed us to start using our greater keys for lesser locks? And by that I mean we could use a gold key in a stone or a wooden lock as well as a gold lock. And we could use a stone key in a wooden lock as well as a stone lock. I can't think of any other use for all these gold keys because I've got them falling in my pockets, falling out of my door, in my house. They're everywhere. And I have no use for all these gold keys. I mean, you can only farm Aphrodite so much. Really. There's not that much to it. So I think it would be a great idea if they allowed us to use our higher level keys for all lower level locks. And any lock that's lower than the key that you have should be able to be opened. I would dearly love that because, well, then I'd get some use out of all these keys. Let me see. Diane came up with a very interesting idea that I thought was pretty cool. And I thought I would mention it. Diane, you know who you are, especially whenever you hear what the tip is going to be. A harvest all for your gardening plants. For those of us who have umpteen bajillion couch potatoes, that would be moi. I'm one of those guilty of that crime. I have umpteen bajillion couch potatoes, and I know a lot of you have umpteen bajillion couch potatoes. And the plant all, that works out right. That's good. One click, a bunch of trouble saved. I think now we should add a harvest all to save some more of that trouble, because right now I've got my beds for couch potatoes glitched just like everybody who can do it does. And a lot of times that regular harvest, the X button, fails. And you have to click on the individual plants one at a time. And I think that if this skull could grow a beard, I'd be growing a long beard on some of those runs where I've had to harvest potatoes. It just takes like all afternoon. So a harvest all, Diane, go and knock on King Sile's door and say, hey man, give us the harvest all right now. Right now. As a matter of fact, not just Diane, all of you, go knock on King Sile's door and say, give us the harvest all. That would be really good. All right, let me see. Seth had a good idea. And this is one of the things that a few other games do, and King's Isle should do. A level cap lock, so that, say you're at level 60 and you want your waterworks gear. Now, just like all these other dungeons, you don't always get the gear that you want right off when you want it, but you still, the more times you farm it, get experience. I think that a cap lock button, so that you don't gain any experience if you don't want to, would be a great thing. That way you could go in there, again, for instance, using waterworks as the example. You could lock your experience cap, get the gear you need, and you wouldn't level up past that level, so that you could do certain levels of PvP and things like that. That's really the application for that. Certain levels of PvP. But yes, Warcraft, for instance, has a cap lock like that for PvP, where you can lock your level and then go about your business and do whatever you take in your head to do, and you won't gain any experience. I do like that idea, Seth, and thank you very much. Let's see. Callie, my dear. You had an excellent idea, and I don't know what in the world I was thinking for not thinking this myself. We've got mana wisps, like that blue beauty floating over there. And we've got life wisps, like those red ones you see a lot in a lot of the dungeon areas and the danger areas. Wouldn't it be cool if, as even a rare spawn, if they had energy wisps, green energy wisps, floating around this town or floating around various areas? I mean, like the Fairy Queen is a rare boss that runs around in here in this area. How about if we had green energy wisps that would give you, say, I don't know, 5 or 10 energy or something like that. It doesn't have to be like a energy fill, but just something that's really cool. I think that a lot of people come back to Unicorn Way if there were energy wisps floating around here at random. This place would probably be a lot more crowded. It doesn't have to be just Unicorn Way, but any of the areas like that, the Commons, you know, anywhere around Wizard City. Something like that. I think that green energy wisps flying around this place would be very, very welcome. I would welcome them. Okay, give me a minute to rustle the page here while I turn it. Let me see what we got here. Else. Judith Jones. Judith's idea was to have a double location marker. And I think that's a pretty good idea. For, say, you wanted to have one to your quest giver and one to the bazaar if you needed to sell off. Or one to your quest giver and one to where your quest is at, in case you want to pop back and forth. Because that would be even faster than the melt teleports and stuff like that. I think that a double location marker is a long since needed idea. Maybe, you know, that's a simple one too, so maybe they'll give that to us. Okay, Laura came up with the idea for a mana filling elixir that you can buy in the crown shop real quick in case you, and I've done this before myself, had my PvP ring on and went to do PvE and forgot to fill my mana. Now right now you can buy mana elixirs in the crown shop, but all they do is increase the mana that you can carry. They don't fill your mana. So I think that Laura's idea is pretty good and pretty useful. Just a quick little mana potion in there. As a matter of fact, hey, that's something that would probably make King's Isle crowns. You know, a quick little mana potion in there would be very useful and very helpful. Oh, let's see. Here's a minor idea, but it's still pretty good. And then I think I'm going to get to the top rated idea or thing of this Through the Grapevine. But the next idea would be, and it's been a long time coming too, and I hope they do it this time, because I think they've talked about it before. Putting our wands and our rings and our thames on our mannequins, just to make yourself like a full battle set that you're not carrying around as gear. You know, I think that would be a very handy thing. I've wanted for a lot of times to put my weapons on the mannequins to go with it, because otherwise you hang them on the wall, sometimes you mismatch because a lot of them look the same. So let's put them on the mannequins. Let's have, you know, our hat, shoes, robe on the mannequin and a wand on the mannequin. And as a matter of fact, as a side note to this, doing something more with the mannequin's face wouldn't be bad either, because those blank wooden faces are kind of creepy. I mean, that's what I think. I was like, okay, the gear looks great, but if you don't have like my hat here that has the face on it, or a couple of the different hoods, the dragon hoods and stuff like that, if you just have a plain hood on there, it looks creepy. You don't want to walk up to it and get your gear off of it. You're like, no! Now, the thing that I've been waiting for you guys to see, I haven't got it perfected yet, but I have the Stargate working. And I went somewhere today, and I want you to see that. So I'm going to cut to that now. It's going to be brief, because it kind of has to be, because, well, the Stargate isn't perfected, and it's kind of tripping out a little bit, and I'm never quite sure what the result is going to be. So I've got a little clip of where I went, and I'm going to show that to you, and make of it what you will, because I want to keep the mystery going for just a little bit longer. Just tease you guys a little bit more, because, well, I have to. That's just in my nature, to mess with people. That's my joy in life. Anyway, check this out. This is where I went. And this is where I come. Whenever I go through the Stargate, I can't stay here long for some odd reason. It won't let me do it yet, but I will get this stable. Doesn't that look very interesting back there? I thought that it did myself. Alright guys, I'm going to pop back to Unicorn Way before I get myself in too much trouble. I'll be back in one moment. Haha! Now what do you think about that? Does that not look interesting? It looked pretty interesting to me. I will be working on this Stargate as much as I possibly can in between videos and in between all the other meet and greets and things that I'm doing. And hopefully before too long, I might even be able to take visitors. Wouldn't you like to be on the lucky traveling list? I think that you might. So if I can do that, then that's what we'll do. Alright guys, I think that I have run off about the mouth long enough. Let me get up here to my ending point, because, well, I like to be like high in the air. Nah, I don't like to hit that water. Never mind. That water's like, shh, I can't hear myself think. There we go. Guys, smash that like button if you like this video, because I had a great time making it. And until next time, this is Skeleton Mystic reminding you that whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace! Hey, what's up gamers? This is Skeleton Mystic. Welcome back to Pet Trimming Baby Timiga, the Polaris Test Realm Pets. This time I have the Beastmaster's Eagle. Now, I know it looks like the Raven pet just with a different skin. But let me tell you, these pets that are coming out of Polaris, at least in Test Realm,